This is the Democrat Party. According to a recent CNN poll, the Democrats' favorability rating stands at just 29%, an all-time record low in the history of CNN's polling. And a big reason that it's so low is that the Democrats don't have a clear leader. So I did some research, and I assembled a docket of the top 12 contenders to lead the party, and we're gonna rank them in this handy-dandy tier list. And right off the bat, we won't be needing these. I guess the best place to start would be Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer, arguably the most powerful Democrat in Washington, D.C.
We will win! 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 We won't rest! We won't rest! We won't rest! We won't rest!
Obviously, Chuck Schumer goes in the F tier. Next is Senator and former astronaut Mark Kelly. Recently, Kelly announced that he was making a life change.
Hey folks, Mark Kelly.
Oh, hi Mark.
Driving to work for the last time in my Tesla. When I bought this thing, I didn't think it was going to become a political issue.
Oh, are you afraid a domestic terrorist is going to firebomb your car?
Every time I get in this car in the last 60 days or so, it reminds me of just how much damage Elon Musk and Donald Trump is doing to our country.
Oh.
Talking about slashing Social Security, cutting healthcare benefits for poor people, for seniors.
It's not true. It's bullshit.
And Tommy Wiseau is right. It is bull.
Can you guarantee that Medicare, Medicaid, Social Security will not be touched?
Yeah, I mean, I have said it so many times, you shouldn't be asking me that question.
President Trump has been unequivocally clear on this. He is going to protect Social Security and Medicare benefits and Medicaid for hardworking Americans who paid into these entitlement programs.
How do you reassure people that what you all are doing is not going to affect their benefits?
No, in fact, what we're doing will help their benefits. Legitimate people, as a result of the work of DOGE, will receive more Social Security, not less. I want to emphasize that. As a result of the work of DOGE, legitimate recipients of Social Security will receive more money, not less money.
The only people talking about slashing Social Security and healthcare benefits are losers like Mark Kelly, who, again, is lying in an effort to scare seniors into voting for Democrats, but that's nothing new. So what vehicle did Senator Kelly replace his Tesla with?
All right, here I am with my new ride, Chevy, good old Chevy Tahoe.
And that new Chevy Tahoe gets up to 15 miles per gallon city, 20 highway. I guess climate change isn't a factor anymore. But great job, Senator Kelly. You're saving the world 1 gallon at a time. D tier. Next is Senator Chris Murphy from Connecticut. An hour before Trump's address to Congress, Murphy went on MSNBC to brag that he wasn't going to attend.
I assume it was not a light or easy or quick decision to make, to decide not to attend this speech tonight.
Well, listen, I honor everybody's decision to attend, and I think it's right that many people are there, exercising, their ability to protest. Listen, I'm up for saving the country, but I'm also engaged in self-care. And
translation: Chris Murphy is so weak that he can't sit and listen to Trump speak for an hour. What a loser.
This democracy could be gone. I don't think we have a year to save American democracy.
This moment is different, that this threat is unique. And to me, we don't have another year to fight this attempt to destroy democracy. Our democracy might be gone in 6 months.
We are at risk of losing our democracy to the billionaire takeover of our government. And I don't know that we have 6 months. I think our democracy could be gone if we don't rally the public in a matter of months.
If we don't mobilize America right now against these billionaires and against these attempts to destroy our democracy, then by the summer, the democracy might be gone. We might not even notice, and the Trump family might rule forever.
In other words, it's the same crap the Democrats have been pushing for the last 10 years. Never gets old. Senator Murphy goes in the F tier. Next is Michigan State Senator Mallory McMorrow. The Democrats have been trying to prop her up by getting her booked on CNN and MSNBC to give her name recognition for her Senate run in 2026. But there's only one thing that you really need to know about Mallory.
This is Project 2025. Okay. It says, quote, "We believe in a government of the people, by the people, and for the people." That sounds pretty boring. The truth is, there's only one way to stop him. How do we do it? Weaponize the Department of Justice to go after political opponents. Now, by the way,
Lizard Lady McMorrow goes in the D tier. Next is Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett. Recently, she made a pretty distasteful joke about Texas Governor Greg Abbott.
We in these hot-ass Texas streets, honey. Y'all know we got Governor Hot Wheels down there. Come on now. And the only thing hot about him is that he is a hot-ass mess, honey. So yes.
So as you know, Governor Abbott was paralyzed below the waist when an oak tree fell on him when he was jogging back in 1984. But Jasmine Crockett, she swears that when she called him Governor Hot Wheels, that it wasn't about his disability. I wasn't thinking about the governor's condition, I was thinking about the planes, trains, and automobiles he used to transfer migrants into communities led by black mayors, deliberately stoking tension and fear among the most vulnerable. Literally, the next line I said was that he was a hot-ass mess, referencing his terrible policies. At no point did I mention or allude to his condition. Aw, Jasmine Crockett thinks you're as stupid as she is.
What is happening? Like, this is not America. This is a terrible nightmare. Somebody slap me and wake me the up, because I'm ready to get on with it.
Jasmine Crockett goes in the F tier. Next is Senator Cory Booker. Recently, Booker went on his social media accounts to make the following special announcement.
I'm about to go to the Senate floor where I intend to be recognized, and when I am not going to stop speaking. I'm going to not stop standing. I'm going to go for as long as I'm physically able to go. And so we all have a responsibility, I believe, to do something different, to cause, as John Lewis said, good trouble, and that includes me.
But Cory Booker going on the Senate floor and talking for hours wasn't good trouble, as it was well within the Senate rules.
One of the stories that he's highlighting is just the high cost of living in America right now. Take a listen to part of that speech.
I ask America to please ask yourself this financial question. Am I better off than I was 71 days ago? Am I better off or worse off? He promised to lower your grocery prices, they're higher. He promised I'll be a better steward of the economy. It's worse than we inherited. Over and over, he's breaking promises and doing outrageous things.
And Cory Booker is lying over and over again, especially about prices. Eggs have dropped from $8.18 a dozen to $3.26 a dozen. And inflation during Trump's first full month in office went from 0.5% month over month to 0.2%. In the end, Booker broke the record for talking the longest while on the Senate floor. What an incredible accomplishment. I'm just kidding, nothing was accomplished. Cory Booker goes in the F tier.
What Cory Booker did over the last 24 hours may have changed the course of political history. I watched a lot of it. I listened to words. I listened to phrases.
Oh, well, in that case, Booker goes in the C tier. What was I thinking? Next is California Governor Gavin Newsom. Last year, it was almost a sure thing that Newsom would step up and help lead the Democrats out of the doldrums. But he's too busy working on his career as a podcaster. Gavin Newsom goes in the D tier. Senator Bernie Sanders. Yeah. Recently, Bernie Sanders hit the road on what he's calling the Fighting Oligarchy Tour, which is the same grift that he's been pushing for decades.
Trump wants to give massive tax breaks to billionaires. Billionaires, billionaires, billionaires. They own mansions all over the world. They go on vacations to their own private islands. Billionaires. Tax breaks to billionaires. Billionaires, billions, billionaires.
So what's the plan? How do we fight back against the oligarchy?
Well, I hear you telling people out there, fight back. What do you mean, though? How do they fight back?
Well, it's the question. We're working on it right now.
Bernie Sanders has been in Congress for 34 years, and that's the best answer he's got? Good luck, Bernie bros. F tier. Next is former Secretary of Transportation and former South Bend Mayor, Pete Buttigieg. There was speculation that Buttigieg might run for Senate or for governor in Michigan. But ultimately, he decided not to. Probably because he is famously from Indiana and would be called a carpetbagger and an opportunist. Of course, Mayor Pete's biggest accomplishment under the Biden administration was successfully disappearing for months because of paternity leave. And if you criticized it, you were somehow homophobic and misogynist. Mayor Pete heads to the D tier. Next, Congresswoman Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. For years, progressives have been attempting to wish-cast AOC into the top tier of the Democrat Party. AOC drops nightmare news on Trump and Republicans. Yeah, literally no such news was dropped. AOC goes viral with Speech of the Year. AOC puts Hakeem Jeffries and Chuck Schumer on notice. Yeah, they don't care. When it comes to accomplishments, AOC ranks in the bottom 20 House members. Not the bottom 20%, the bottom 20 out of 435. She's basically getting paid $174,000 a year to throw temper tantrums on the House floor.
Shameful. The greed.
And despite being a do-nothing, know-nothing loudmouth drama queen, she's somehow considered to be a political rock star with Democrats and the future of their party. So I guess we'll put AOC in a C tier, I guess. Next is Governor Tim Walz. Recently, Walz hit the road, reminding America why he was the worst vice presidential nominee in United States history.
But I've been saying this. I think we need a shadow government, so when all these things come up every single day, we've got an alternate press conference telling the truth about what things are happening, telling what's going on.
So, first of all, it's clear that Tim Walz doesn't know what a shadow government is. But saying that he thinks that there should be one? It's really problematic.
We saw just recently Donald Trump's executive order to make it more difficult, specifically to women, trying to make it more difficult for women to be able to vote. We see one of the first things they do is try and restrict the vote.
Walz is referring to President Trump's executive order aimed at preserving and protecting the integrity of American elections. It calls for requiring voters to provide documentary proof of United States citizenship in order to fill out the National Male Voter Registration Form. This proof would include a United States passport, a real ID, or an official military ID card, or valid federal or state government-issued photo ID that indicates the applicant is a U.S. citizen. In other words, this action isn't going to prevent women from voting, unless that woman isn't an American citizen. In the meantime, the state of Wisconsin just voted overwhelmingly to amend the Wisconsin Constitution to require voters to show photo ID to vote. Which means that the majority of voters, Democrats and Republicans alike, know that he's full of it. And with that, Tampon Tim goes in the F tier. And finally, former Vice President Kamala Harris. Recently, Harris took to the stage at the Human X AI conference.
So we did DoorDash because I wanted Doritos. And they were about, the red carpet part was about to start. Nobody wanted to leave to go to the grocery store. So it was DoorDash. And I'm thinking about this, so I was willing to give up whatever might be the tracking of Kamala Harris's particular fondness for nacho cheese Doritos for the sake of getting a big bag of Doritos as I watched the Oscars.
Man, if that doesn't reinforce America's decision to vote for Trump. But wait, there's more.
At what point do we also uplift and highlight the consumer's right to also expect, and you can debate with me if it should be a right, I think it should, to expect that the innovation would also be weighted in terms of solving their everyday problems, which are beyond my craving for Doritos.
So with that, Kamala Harris goes in the D tier. D for dumb. And I think that does it for now. Follow me on X and let me know who you think should have been on a tier list. And maybe I'll do a follow-up next time. If there is next time.